What's up, everybody? Welcome to Room and Board. My name's Chris George, and today we are unboxing Townsfolk Tussle. And just to prove that I am the best unboxer that ever unboxed any box, I decided we're not going to unbox one Townsfolk Tussle. We're not going to unbox two. We're going to unbox three Townsfolk Tussles to make sure that they're all the same. This is quality check central. Okay, sorry, I'm not going to do that. I made that up entirely. Why do I have 3 boxes? Because I signed up for a group pledge and I saved some money. So this is your friendly reminder to do that every time you do a Kickstarter. How many times do I have to tell you? Anyway, I am incredibly excited to unbox my copy of Townsfolk Tussle, which will be this one, and give these other 2 copies to the other 2 remaining members of the group pledge. Somebody's already picked up theirs. They were super quick. And this game I am very, very excited for. I love the art style on this. I love the company. They are a new company. This is their first project, but the way they've gone about it is pure class. And spoiler alert, if you didn't see the video that I put out just recently with myself and Andrew from Bruise Board Games, we were talking about our favorite campaigns of 2021, and I cheated and I said it was Townsfolk Tussle, even though that was 2020. And I don't regret it because I was very excited for this game, and lo and behold, it showed up just one day after. Perfect timing. It heard me singing its praises. I mean, hey, I may hate the game. Who knows? I haven't played it yet. But go check out that video if you want me to talk more about Panic Roll. I'm sure I'll talk about it as we are unboxing. And this is just going to be... I figured I'd film it because I am excited. And now you can hear me say that I'm excited for 20 times over. And you know what? I find unboxings to be pretty relaxing anyway. So throw this on while you're doing something else or just hang out. And we can just look at some cool little figures together and see what happens. So enough of that. Let's switch to the top down. And I can't wait to open this and learn the rules. All right, here we are. Nice, calm, soothing. Let's do this! So this is Townsfolk Tussle. If you haven't heard of it, it's by Panic Roll. They were first-time creators. And this friggin' box, I mean, I love it. Let's look at the back here just to start. Welcome to Eureka Springs. After the death of the beloved sheriff, ruffians are coming in droves to take advantage of the defenseless town. It's up to you and your fellow townsfolk to wallop these troublemakers into oblivion, and who knows, if you play your cards right, you may just prove yourself worthy of becoming the new sheriff. So it's basically just like a little skirmish game. Not a little skirmish game, 40 minutes per player, 2 to 5 players. And your goal is to take down 4 unique ruffians, each one tougher than the last. You'll build up your townsfolk with gear, explore Eureka Springs, and concoct unique strategies to take down even more unique hoodlums. Any game that uses the word hoodlums, you know, you're already off to the right foot with me. Off on the right foot? Yeah, not to the right foot. It's not like there's a right foot somewhere. Lying somewhere, although that would be fitting for the theme of this town. The fate of the town rests in your hands. So let's open this buddy up. What I think is really cool, and you can see there's this extra like lift here to start. This I think is really smart. I don't know how it affects the longevity of the box. I assume it won't, but the reason there's a lift is because there are the punch boards that are included in here. So when you finish with the game, once you finish punching it out, you have something that's going to be flush with the lid. And one of the things that I really like with storage, as I'm sure if you're familiar with any sort of top-down video that I've done, it's that being flush with the lid is just so, so, so important. Okay, enough of that. Spent friggin' 7 minutes for unboxing it. Oh, get that out of the way. Oh, this is nice. I'm excited. The art on this is just so friggin' good. Oh, girl. we have the minis right on top. We'll look at those near a little bit later. Then we have the rules and results. Rules and results booklet. Cool. Oh no! I love that. It just sets up the game. Like, what a great introductory picture, really. Table of contents. Quick reference. That's awesome. Actually, let's pull everything out of the box first, and then we will look at it individually, piece by piece. What's this? Oh, this is a map. This is a map of Eureka Springs. This was included in the Kickstarter. It's just like, it's completely inconsequential. This is a nice material, though. And then here we have 5 punch boards. It should be, if there isn't 5. That's great. Oh, right. They included the standees in case you don't want the minis. Although, why wouldn't you? They also have the standees of all the characters here, which is really cool. These are the ruffians, and oh, do you see that little punch out? This is awesome. And they've got backs. Of course they do. Of course there are backs to each character because that's so friggin' smart. I just love this guy. This is a ruffian that you're going to be facing, and he's literally just a hapless... I think everybody references him because he's so friggin' funny. They're falling out as I touch them, but he's just like a tourist. All he is he's a tourist. We got the board here. Open that up in a second. And then we have the... Oh, this is going to be hard to get out, actually. This be the peddlers. Oh, okay. This is the peddlers board. It's also another part of the board. Is there a back? Yes, there is, because this flips over when you're in the when you're fighting the ruffian versus when you're going to shop, which we'll have to see how that plays. All right, let's we'll know that in a second. I want to take a look at this board first because I feel like that's what you got to do. It's pretty simple, because it's just a skirmish game, right? So in a lot of these, oh my god, yeah, what sort of angle is that? In a lot of these skirmish games, you're just going to get this grid. Although the little detail of all the little limbs that are just scattered on here, that's funny. Oh, I love this. I'm so excited for this game. You're then going to progress, because each game you have to fight 4 different hooligans, right? But you start with a chump, then you meet the hooligan, then you hit the troublemaker, and then you have the final fight. And then down here there's going to be a variety of the terrain cards, and they're just going to have their own little cards here to remind you of the different effects that happen, because they're going to be put out to make a whole unique setup depending on which ruffian you're facing, basically. Yeah, this is a really sturdy board too. That feels good. The glue work on it's really good. That's gonna last you a long time. So here are all the standees. Like, oh my gosh, these punch out like a friggin' breeze. I don't believe if you were to get this at retail, although I don't know if they have retail designs right now. It might have just been Kickstarter only. Oh, a little hard to get. I love these guys. Ooh. Oh, there's nothing more satisfying than a good component punch out. That one almost got caught, but it didn't. Look at these friggin' characters. And they're friggin' different shapes. Gosh. They're all really funny. We'll look at the character design a little bit better moving forward. And then here, these are your different terrain types, basically. So you can have this cool little buggy. You can have a little river. Oh. Yes, these feel so nice. At the end of this, I'll show you how to pack all these away, actually, because, oh, nice. This looks like one of the creators. They had all their own little animated heads on the Kickstarter campaign, but, yeah. This has got to be like the friggin' messiest unboxing ever. Anyway, they punch out. You get the picture. Here you have all your money. I don't know what these guys are. Oh, they're a certain type of minion. Then these are your initiative order ones and your Granny's Garden, of course. Cool. And then just punch board. That's what the other. This honestly is the reason why I wanted to get this game, because this art is so next level. Or it's not necessarily next level, but it's just different from like anything I've ever seen in a game, right? Like I don't have this style in my collection, and it's just funny. And it doesn't even matter to me if the game is good, because it's just funny. So I shouldn't have punched these all out yet, but there is a little hole where I can stick them. That's taken out of context. That wouldn't be very good. Dropping everything everywhere. So that's just going to go off screen. Let's bring our box back. This right here, let's see if I can pull it out. I don't think I can pull it out yet. All right. This is packed to the brim. So these are your... Oh, I see. All right, this is your little coin pouch, basically. These are going to be your ruffians. Not your ruffians, your characters that you can be, I think. We have Yancey Plover, the Reckless Handyman. Frantic Fight, 2 mocks. If the next card in the action deck targets a single townsfolk, it targets you instead. If it does not target a single townsfolk, you gain 1 movement for the fight. Oh, okay. Yeah, these are all their different special abilities, and that's their story. This is so good. And I love that these are dual layered too. You didn't even need to. Because you have your 2 resources basically. Well, your moxie, which is like your strength or your mana or something, then your movement, your health, and your accuracy. Henlo Bulwark. That's pretty cool. Georgie Irongut, the expired royal. He's dead. He's just dead. He is dead, and you play as his stomach. Hence the Urgle-Gurg Blurg, which is often is my catchphrase as well. If I were to take a catchphrase from this game, it might be that. The Blopsy Twins, the Roaming Buskers. We got a mind reader and a performer there. Look at that. Feast your eyes on this. Norman Fishboy. Granny Melba. Oh yeah, come give Granny some kisses. Come give Granny some kisses. Maggie would love to play as that, I'm guessing. But because she's not old, because she's so far from old, that's why she would want to play as, to really... And Quintus Binch. This is great, because I often use the word binch in common conversation, because it started when somebody was a little tipsy and was insulting people in a way that only they knew how. And then here we have, well, let's see if I can open this. How embarrassing is that? Get out of here. Here we have all the ruffians. That's cool. Pep and Milk Frog. And they have, I believe, these sides are different depending on, oh no, here they are. Depending on where they are in the lineup, they have a different fight order. This box is, I'm so worried that like I'm gonna get a box that's gonna spit. It's gonna split. So then you have right here their different terrain setup, and that's where the ruffian goes, I assume. Townsfolk, and then all the different places. Cool. So every person that you fight is going to have their own different orientation, and so the board that we saw before that looks pretty dry and bland, it gets covered by all these different things. The sacrificial fields. Umbrello. I don't know how I feel about Umbrella. He sounds like a like he's trying too hard to be a supervillain. Virginia Fitz, hello. Will Barlow. Get it? Because he's a wheelbarrow. If you know my penchant for malapropisms, king and queen, or queen and queen. I'd pronounce them queen and queen, probably. Deputy Wagums, cool. The old sheriff. He killed the sheriff because the sheriff gave him a gun because he's an idiot dog. Lawman Dozy. Getting handsy. Maggie wouldn't like that one because she, she's a proper lady. Cool Penny Pinchetti. It's just a safe. And then Bort Dovis. This is my favorite. Bort is just a run-of-the-mill guy. He lives alone in a small cottage, works as a door-to-door salesman, and has no real outstanding skills or traits. After years of cautious spending, Bort finally had enough funds to take a vacation. He planned to tour the countryside. First stop, Eureka Springs. When Bort arrived, he fell in love with the town's culture. What unique customs they have. They're always wrestling each other. They must really like ketchup. They're covered in it. Bort is blissfully unaware of the ruffians attacking Eureka Springs, and even worse for him, the townsfolk thinks he's one of them. Careful now, Bort. So this is just poor friggin' Bort. He saved up all of his money, and he just wants to go on a vacation. I think we can all relate to Bort, and then, unfortunately, the ruffians, they won't have it. That's awesome. These two little sacks, these were supposed to have the coins in them as a stretch goal. And then they said, you know what? We're going to make an actual tray for coins instead because that makes more sense. And then they were like, but we unlocked these bags and you're still going to get them. But there is no use for them anymore, so enjoy. They don't fit in the box either, I think. Well, they might, but it's going to be pretty packed to the brim. So, they're fun. Maybe you can use them in another bag in another game that needs bags, right? Like that's kind of a fun add-on to throw in is the sort of branded content that you can use in another thing. All right, what do we got here? I'm kind of reaching in. It's hard for me to see because I want to make sure you all have a good view. We have these dice. What are these, D10s? Yeah, they look like D10s. Their own little spot. God, I love friggin'... And this is where all the terrain will go, too, down here, I believe, when it's punched out. So I'll show you all how to put it back in. These are your sort of health trackers. It's okay. And standees for the standees. Let's put those back. Actually, no, we'll take them all out, and we're going to put them all back in one time to show a reboxing, because that might be, oh, here are bigger standees. And then these, I think these might be the dividers for the cards that are to come. Let's see. Yeah. So these are also a bunch of dividers, which will go into the cards. Then we also have the starting gear. So depending on the ruffian you choose, I forget, are we the ruffians? Yeah, we're the ruffians, and no, we're the townsfolk, and they're the ruffians, and the ruffians are the same as... Oh, okay, starting gear. These are just the, these are more dividers, which is so friggin' great. Like, it's so easy not to put these in here. and just say, oh, sort it yourself. Welcome to Alien the board game. And, and then that's just the thing at the bottom. No secrets below there. There are secrets below there. Spoiler alert. Ah, there are secrets below there. I think they're not that secretive though. The secrets are just basically what happens when you go through a campaign and when you through a campaign. When you go through one of these campaigns, it's just a game. And if you beat the ruffian at the end, they say, oh, you get this extra gear and you get to add it to the game. So it's hidden underneath, so there's no peeking, like a naughty North Pole urchin. So these are all the items, I guess. The gear or I don't know. Safety first, strategist, 1 point. If you achieve this. Oh, so these are different goals that you can attempt to accomplish. There's a lot of them. Holy crapola. +2 movement, +4 money. So these are all the different achievements that you're trying to go for as you defeat the different waves of stuff. Yeah, it's decent card stock. It's better than... Cool. That's going to go somewhere. I would bet those are feats of metal. Got it. Let's see. Let's look at some other cards. I'm not going to... I'll probably pause it and sort it in a second and then show you how to rearrange it. Oh, but we got to look at the minis first, you dumb idiot. Maybe we won't look at these cards because you get to see that I'm struggling even with this tempting little tag. I know there's a way to start it. There we go. No! How friggin' pathetic is that? But yeah, this game's cool. This is one of those games where like I haven't read through the rulebook. I pulled a naughty on myself. Town events. I'll just town events here. Ooh. Terrain deck, great. There's different types of terrain, tell you what to do, and the cheat sheets, awesome. Let's look at the terrain deck. There should be one for each. Wooden fence, old jalopy, rickety farm, dense woods, deserted picnic, scavenge for goodies. Roll, you find nothing. You find something. Hopefully you don't get ants in your friggin' stomach. Docks hut, town pond, dynamite detonator, mushroom grove, big barrel. Wishing well, Heidi haystack, dangerous ditch, tool shed, vegetable patch, overgrown cornfield, foul outhouse, bear trap. I must keep talking consistently so that the video remains interesting. I'm not going to look at these too much because I don't want... Oh, this is awesome. Yeah, this was also kind of like their stretch goal. They're like, yeah, we'll add art to... Actually, I remember this from the example on the Kickstarter. That's so funny. They're like, yeah, we'll add art to most of the cards, but some of them have too much text, so we can't add them. And that was part of a stretch goal in terms of it takes time to make this art. But this one, what's cool about these events is that if you are a specific person, different things happen. So kind of like Dead of Winter in the sense that like if... Although it doesn't look like that's going to happen for a lot of things, which is too bad. I like those sorts of potential changes that can happen based on who you have. But this is great. Georgie Irongut is able to eat this all-you-can-eat buffet and not get sick. Georgie Irongut just friggin' runs ahead and eats all the food, so he gets something and nobody else gets anything. This is just so... Yeah, these cards, they feel nice. Like this... Oh, man, I'm getting excited. Okay, cool. So the cards, they're going to get sorted there. I'll pause it just to show what happens when... to put everything away. This is the messiest unboxing ever. Maybe I won't even release this, but maybe I will, because... Just makes it look like I do things. Well, I do things. It takes a long time to set up this top-down shot even, and it looks like garbage. Oh god. All right. Let's get looking at the minis, because that's the most important part of any game, and that's why we all back games on Kickstarter. We can't get games anywhere else except for minis. So we don't want to get games if they don't have minis, because games are naturally inferior if they don't have any minis, right? That's how it works. You can't buy a game if it doesn't have minis. So let's look at them. What is great too, and I know other people have pointed this out, but on the side of the box, you have the names of all like special backers, which is really cool because they're just all graves. It's just like, this is one of those games that feels like a love letter to the hobby. That was I started talking about it and then I got distracted. That was, oh, there we go. Yeah, here's where all the standees go. That was the reason why I decided to back this Kickstarter. It was because it felt unique, fun. It didn't take itself too seriously. It just felt like this love letter to the hobby. And I thought that they weren't all going to fit in there, but maybe other things go in there too. I'm not sure. Okay, who should we look at first? These are all of our... What goes there? Nothing? That's weird. These are all of our little guys. Ooh, it's not so little. These are all of our little guys. This is your angry anvil guy. He is cool. They're all cool. These sculpts are great. You have a slight, I gotta keep that there. And all of your little people, make sure you put them back in the right way. His anvil hangs over. All of your little people are going to have their own smaller base. It's the Norman Fishman. And then, it's quite deep actually. Oh yeah, Georgie Iron Gut. Oh, look at him. Oh my gosh. He's so funny. He's bent completely backwards, and it's just his stomach that has taken control. Oh, that's so good. I don't see how I'm not Georgie Iron Gut, but then I can see how if I'm Quintus Binch, because I've always been a little Binch my whole life, and now I finally see a game piece that looks like me. That's where my... And then you have the bigger ones. I don't know how I feel about square bases, to be honest with you. This is friggin' fun. These guys are sturdy too. That's great. I always feel... I know you kind of need square bases for skirmish games. Oh, cool, you can even like see inside of it. That's kind of cool. That's neat that you can see inside. Little skirt. I mean, there's not much depth underneath in that sort of upskirt capacity, but why are you looking up a friggin' safe skirt anyway, you friggin' pervert? This guy really wants to be the sheriff because he's got his handcuffs. That's how that works, right? These are fun. Like, that's the whole point. I think I gotta get Zach to paint these or something. This needs to move up to number one on the Deputy Wagums. Look at him with his friggin' guns. Oh. This game is just so silly. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I was saying about a love letter to the hobby. Oh yeah, that looks cool. See, I'm not going to be able to say what I was going to say because I'm too distracted. These are fun. They're just really fun. Um, a love letter to the hobby. It's just this silliness that they've put forward, and the style that they've put forward, and the little care and attention to detail. Uh-oh. How do they go back? Is it like that? Oh my gosh. Were they upside down? No, it had to have been like that. But they're stabbing her. They're stabbing her now. Oh no. Oh no, no. Speaking of attention to detail, yeah, that's how it's gotta go. Nothing to see here. Professional unboxer, the greatest unboxing you've ever seen in your whole lives. There's not as much texture on them as I thought there would be, to be honest, if, you know, I have to be critical or whatever. Gosh, I can't keep a single thought together. You'd wonder why all of my videos are so cut together, and I script them too. This is Will Barlow. He's cool. It's great. A lot of the sculpts that I was like, I don't care about those characters. When I see the sculpts, I'm saying, oh yeah, these are clearly the best ones. And then friggin' Umbrella. I hate Umbrella. I don't know why. I just hate him. I feel like I'll never win against Umbrella, and it's gonna be because I hate him. I hate that he's just a dumb umbrella. But in a good way. Oh yeah, this is why you get this game. Cool. Pretty cool. Feel decently sturdy. I mean, the bases are really don't have that much detail, to be honest. But I don't really care. This game is something that I wanted to support. I wanted to support it because their love of the hobby was clearly there. It was unique. It looked really cool. And I'm excited to play it. That's it. Is that the point that I was trying to make? That's the point that everyone's been sticking around for? You see all these little guys underneath there. That's it. Gosh. What are the other characters you can be? Oh yeah, there's Granny. Good old Granny. I really like the gun on her. That's not a euphemism. I do like the cane on her, though, and that is a euphemism. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know what I'm saying. I can't even believe it. Fun. I really don't know what goes here, which is strange. Maybe it's some sort of dice. Maybe it's a bunch of tokens. Maybe it's some tokens. Anyway, that's it. I have to get through reading this rule book. Let's go through some pages. I just think, like, that's so friggin' smart to set it up right away. Get your components, your starting gear, your peddler gear, your ruffian gear. See, I should have done this before we started. Maybe I'll just cut this back in. Yeah. Now, you're with me now. Action cards, town events. Oh, because these are all the different action cards for each person. Setup, choosing a townfolk. I like this rule book. It's nice and colorful. It's got lots of pictures for a dumb idiot like me. And, oh yeah, that's what I was saying. I didn't read through this rule book. I didn't. And usually I read through every rule book. I read through a lot of rule books. I subscribe that you should really read through a rule book before you back something. This, of course, was before I became a little bit sensible. This was in my... I went through a big craze and then have since started reminding myself, don't back everything, you're very poor. Oh, cool, here are all the results. Only read the entry so you can... if you win your fight, you get to read a little thing, kind of like Dead of Winter as well. Oh, the graveyard. That's funny. They had backers submit all of their phrases of how they died if you were at a certain pledge level tier. That's kind of cute. Extra bits, game mode variants, cool. 2-player variant, 2 townsfolk each. That makes sense. Quick lookup. Great. That's basically the same as your reference, but maybe there's like a quick glossary without checking. That's actually a really neat feature. You have kind of your main glossary at the beginning, where you reference all the stuff that you need, and then but if as you're playing you're like, well, what does that do again? They say a tiny little note on the thing. That's cool. But what I was saying is, I guess I'll show you people that I didn't show you while I finish up my thought. I showed almost everybody. Maybe I'll show the standees. Doesn't matter. What I was saying is that I backed this because of the art and because of the theme and because they seemed like cool people. And sometimes that's all you need to back something. I mean, I really hope I enjoy the game, but again, this is one of those games where I haven't really taken the time to know the intricacies of the rulebook. I know the rulebook, like I know the rules, I know the outline of the turns, I know the basic structure. I know a lot about this game, but I don't know as much as I do some other things. I think that was it. That was the only person who I didn't show. Oh no, I didn't show Bort, my friggin' favorite. And so I don't know if I'll like it, but I think I will. But at a certain point, I'm riding on excitement, and that's almost one of the best currencies in this hobby, is to remain excited about something. Oh, Bort, there's hands and limbs everywhere. Why, you savage? And that is a cool currency to have. And if you don't like the minis, you can play with these standees, which is, I think I'd always play with the minis, but I get it if there's all your little ones, right? And then you get the bigger standees. Like I get it if you don't paint. Like I don't paint at all. I'm hoping that my buddy Zach will paint them for me, but. Oh, Umbrello. I don't know why I hate him so much, but I just do. I love everyone else, though. Penny Pinchetti. The names stay with you. Look at that. Will Barlow. That's your back. Yeah, I just think the front and the backs of the standees. I know that's not like a unique thing, but I think it's cool. Anyway, this was a horrible unboxing, but I liked looking at it. And now I'll show you how to pack it back up. Just let me punch everything out. All right. So I took some time. Well, I thought I was being very clever and that something would work out, but it did not. It did not. What I wanted to do, I'm just gonna rebox everything right now, but they have this handy dandy little coin port, and what I wanted to put right here were the character order of initiative track tokens, basically. But the lid can't close if they're there, so don't do that. They're just going to close like that, and it's going to be fine. So what I'll probably end up doing, or what I am going to end up doing, what I'm doing right now, is I'm just putting them in there on the side. Now these are the cards where they're organized. This is how Panic Roll organizes it, and so that's how I'm going to organize it too. Honestly, I'm a bit disappointed with this card box because this side and this side with the larger cards, it needed to be just like half a millimeter or a millimeter more that these could actually sit. Like they sit fine, but when you push them in, it just takes a little bit to finish them in, whereas these in the middle have this little bit of give. You can see the difference between the cards moving. And, oh, they're all friggin' popping out. It's not a great card box, but you're not going to have to put things in and out repeatedly, so it's fine, whatever. And what I'm doing, and these may fly about, but it's actually probably should work fine, is that I'm putting the initiative tokens for the randomizers for all the villains here, and then you can just put your own little things there. And then when you unlock more gear, which as we found out, the unlockable gear, sneaky, sneaky. Here we go. No peeking. I won't peek. I won't peek. That would fit just fine still, and I think you'd still have room for it. So for now, it'll stay back, and it's... Oh, damn it. Maybe it won't. Maybe that's way too annoying to put back in the correct place. Yep. Not gonna happen. We're putting it in right now. Right here is where it's gonna go. You know what? There's still some room, but not a lot. Oh, I hate this. It's all friggin' popping out. Yeah, you're just gonna want to put this on the side and not even just holding it up. Oh man, it's annoying. Well, it's annoying because you're putting in tokens that shouldn't go there. Yes, I know, but a lot of this is annoying. For game trades, I don't know. I expected better. I expected that the cards would fit without having to jam them in. Is that too much to ask? I'm not sure. You'll have to let me know. It wouldn't pop out consistently just by grabbing it and shoving it. But don't let that dampen my enthusiasm or your enthusiasm. I won't let it dampen mine. Just looking for the card box of it. Cards, cards, cards. So that fits nicely right there in the bottom of the box. And this should be, there should be some sort of hole here, right? Like, I don't understand how this isn't thought out. So instead of having to bend your box to grab it here, or bend it to grab it here, there should be holes. There should be like grooves here where you can put your fingers in and pull up. I don't, you know, for all this talk about game trays being the best friggin' solution, this is my first game trays organizer, and I'm like half impressed, but I'm not. God, that's annoying. I'm not impressed. I changed it all. I'm not impressed, and there we go. But I'm still impressed about the game, so whatever. It's a minor inconvenience, but this is going to get really annoying when you're pulling the box out. You want some friggin' grooves so that you can actually access them effectively without having to rip up your whole insert. Maybe that's what you do. Maybe you pull everything out and you rip that up. God. You can see my excitement going from excitement to annoyance, but that doesn't matter. We're still going to box everything back up. So we have our dice, kablam, they go there, and then we have all of these 1x1 sort of pieces. That's what I'm calling them, as they call them, and they all fit in here, basically, flush down. Not the best either. It would be better if it was not flat, but it was up, so you could rifle through and pull out. Maybe there's a spot for it in here later on. That's my initial thinking about where and what these should be and where they should go. Is there one more? I might be missing one. Anyway, you put all the 1x1s there. And then you put your two fences in there so they sit nice. See, that's nice. Then we have all of these lovely 2x2 pieces. And they go into this spot right here. Which is good. Look at that. There's a finger hole to grab. God, that's annoying. Then you can chuck these guys down here. You can do this however you want, they say. In any order, they say. Just throw them down here, which seems strange to me. Maybe there's a better way to do it. But it doesn't matter because you're just going to smush them with these anyway, which kind of goes over top. And then you finish with the moat on top. And the lake and that. There's really not that much terrain. I'd probably put this like this instead to make sure it's all safe and sound. Then you're going to put back all of your boards. These boards, not your peddler board yet, I don't think. But the ruffian boards, there's a bit of a lift there, which is surprising. These are already bending a bit. This is good. I think I'm going to pause and sort through components and then come back for everything because I feel like I might be able to be a bit more critical that way once my excitement has passed. Anyway, then you put the coins there and your character boards there, and then the peddler board there. See, this is nice. See, you're getting me back a little bit with this. When I saw this in the unboxing, I thought, yes, that's what I want. And then what I'll probably do is put these in. And realistically, I will put these tokens in this container, in the well with the standees. That just makes sense. I'll put them in this bag with all the different tokens because you're going to pull those out when you're pulling out whatever character you're at. And so then you can give the characters out based on that. Once you take the silica gel out, they fit nicely. So that is just going to push over. Is going to go just sit nicely in this well with all the standees. It's all great. Fits on nicely. And then finally, the terrain board, which should be exactly flush. Okay, you got me back. Except we still want room for the rule book as well. So not exactly flush, which is surprising to me. Maybe this goes under, maybe the Townsfolk Tussle thing goes on top. We also still have our coin purses and the map that we didn't use, but I'm going to use them in something else because they don't matter for here. And the map is just kind of fun. So that's what it looks like there. The lid should smush that, but I always like having my boards at the very top of the game, and I think the rules should be at the top as well, so that's how I'm going to leave it. Let's see how flush this gets. Ooh, nice and crisp. Flush check. It's okay. It's not exactly how I'd want it, but it's okay. I gotta say, I won't be hyping up game trays as much as possible because of those two things, that 1 millimeter thing that they could have made a difference. Those little millimeters make all the difference. It's really true. And then also there's no way to grab it without bending the sides of your box, which is really annoying. But all that to say, it still looks cool. Thanks for hanging out in this weird rambling unboxing. I'm Chris George. I don't have a catchphrase. But, see ya.